So the other day, I was just minding my own business and I overheard someone talking about how bad protein bars are for you. And this got my attention. They then started talking about how Joe Wicks did this documentary with Channel 4 where he created his own protein bar and labeled it the Killer Bar. And on the front, it was advertised as a normal protein bar, but on the back, it showed all the adverse effects, including things like cancer, stroke, diarrhea, and cardiovascular disease. But the more I looked into it, the crazier the situation got. Not only had he done the documentary, but he'd been on talk shows where he discusses this protein bar. The whole idea is to put pressure on the government to reduce the amount of ultra-processed foods within our supermarkets. But what I don't understand is why he picked on the protein bar. In supermarkets, you can buy things like cigarettes, alcohol, and vapes. But Joe was like, nah, protein bars are gonna make you shit yourself. And also, I think the government have a lot more in their mind right now than protein bars. The messaging from this documentary is fear-based, leading to more confusion around diet and nutrition than there already is. Not only that, but Joe's had a long history of promoting similar products like protein powders, shakes, and snacks. But now he's demonizing the category that he once profited from. So why the sudden U-turn? And more recently, Joe's been on a sugar fast where he's heavily implied that things like fruit are even bad for you. This type of content just lacks nuance and leads to more confusion. And most people are using protein bars pretty sensibly, as a convenient option to get their protein in. Additionally, they can be useful tools for changing someone's eating habits over time. If you take someone who is overweight, you're not going to get them from eating Mars bars to carrot sticks straight away. It's probably easier to replace those Mars bars with a protein bar because they're more nutrient dense and will improve satiety. But then when Joe comes out with messaging like this, saying don't eat protein bars or you're going to die, people are then just going to feel guilty about changing for the better. He also comes with very bold claims, none of which he cites any evidence for. I know he's trying to hit at ultra-processed foods in general, but why pick the protein bar as the scapegoat? If you're going to call out UPFs, you're going to need more context. Because I'm calling bullshit if you say protein bars are going to be harmful to someone who can run a sub 25k, exercises regularly, and has a diet made up of mainly whole foods. And when it comes to weight loss, long-term adherence is what matters most. And if you take someone who's used to eating hyper-palatable, calorie-dense foods and try move them to a mainly whole foods diet straight away, they're really going to struggle. It's funny because me and Joe actually went to the same uni, but it's clear that only one of us paid attention in lectures. Because if he did, he wouldn't be using this fear-based language and he'd be coming with evidence to support his claims. Instead, he's taken a product and made it as polarizing as possible to drive the most views, the most clicks, just to get his name buzzing again. And the problem is, with the platforms that he's on, no one's going to call him out for his ideas. These documentaries and these talk shows are only going to bolster his claims. They're not going to disagree with him. They're just going to sit there and go, oh yeah, really good, Joe. Protein bar's bad. And I wouldn't be surprised within a few months if he comes out with a non-processed protein bar range. And if Joe was genuinely concerned about people improving their health through their diet, he wouldn't scare them away from certain food groups. He'd educate people that everything is okay in moderation and there's no such thing as bad foods. And yes, you should center your diet around whole foods, but a protein bar here and there isn't going to sabotage your health, because convenience foods aren't the enemy, but this type of fear-based misinformation is.